And a good evening to you, everyone. I'm Jay Cashmere alongside my colleague, Michelle Casado. We are continuing our coverage tonight on social media, on our digital platforms. Our series, our investigation that we've been covering for a week and a half now, Priced Out of Paradise, really going in depth on our commitment here at News Channel 5 to our viewers along the Treasure Coast and the Palm Beaches surrounding the housing crisis. And it is certainly powerful. It is affecting so many people. As we're a week and a half into this, Michelle, I want to start opening up this dialogue with you. The minute we launched this investigation in this series, immediately we started hearing back from our viewers. Agonizing, terrifying, it's gripping, the human toll, the emotional toll, the physical toll. You've covered this in depth. You've been part of our team, really sinking your teeth into this. From a personal aspect, what have you seen as part of our coverage?
It's been incredible to see. I think one woman I interviewed today described it best. She's been tortured for months. She feels like it's been torture to find a place to live in this current market right now, in this housing market. You know, the rents have just skyrocketed. We're seeing rents nearly up 30% in West Palm Beach, over 40% in Palm Beach Gardens and other areas of our DMA in Palm Beach County. And I know on the Treasure Coast, it's the same story. And for a lot of these people, who are dealing with this and trying to find a place to live because their leases are up, their wages are not going up in the same, comparison to what we're seeing rent skyrocketing. So this has become a real difficult decision for them to make, what is going to give in order for them to be able to make their budget work. And a lot of them, it means moving out of Palm Beach County. It's switching jobs, it's downsizing, and it's something that's changing people's lives completely. We've heard success stories of those families who have been able to secure new construction. We saw a story last week that I did on, just the challenges there in trying to secure and build your dream home. And even those sacrifices that buyers have to make in order to be able to secure a lot to be able to build their home. We've seen the bidding wars going on in the housing market, people for months putting in offers and getting bought out by cash buyers or out-of-state buyers. So it's definitely, a very, very torturous experience. And that's what, one woman described it to me today, and she put it perfectly, Jay.
Yeah, Michelle, you've done an exceptional job at reporting. We've got a number of reporters and anchors involved in this, and we're all hearing and seeing the same thing, just that human toll, the emotional and the physical toll. In fact, it was apparent today, nothing is more essential as shelter, whether it's renting an apartment or living in an older home, or you're trying to buy a new condo or a new home. People are feeling the impact right now, and people are getting pushed out of their home. They're getting priced out of their home. They're getting evicted. Our comprehensive 10-part series has covered all of these issues, including a landlord's point of view. Today, we took a very, very emotional look. Michael Butchner and Khan Pala just released a story as part of this investigation tonight. It was a week and a half in right now, showing the emotional toll. We want to show you that story right now and really gravitate toward, again, the human, the physical and the emotional toll that it's taking on people, and not just people, but families and children. Let's listen to their story.
We wanted to capture the emotion and the reality of evictions. We spent time with a mother here in West Palm Beach who was evicted and living out of her car. We also spent time with some deputies in St. Lucie County who have that tough job of serving those court orders. And as you're about to see, evictions happen for all types of reasons.
Sheriff's Office.
Depressed.
Ready?
Stressed.
Clear.
Angry. Confused. Trauma.
6804 Avenue, Unit A, for an eviction. Evictions recently has been due to increases in the rent, and they can't afford it. Hey, good morning. You here to take possession of the residence?
2 minimum to 5.
We did 5 in one day.
People trying to figure out what they were going to do and where they were going to go.
It has been a nightmare with you and your kids living in a vehicle. You're not getting any sleep because you're trying to make sure your kids are comfortable.
A lot of children's toys, young kids' toys.
The children are often involved in the evictions too. It's one of those things we have to come out here. We're trying to make it. It's a horrible situation all the way around.
Sometimes I go home and talk to my wife about them. You wonder what the kids are going through. I mean, all these toys, some of them they might have just gotten for Christmas, and now they're just thrown out on the curb. It's harder.
They appear to be gone. Have you communicated with them?
We communicated with them 2 days ago.
Okay.
Because they've been a tenant for a long time, and she just wanted to say, like, hey, like, obviously we don't want our kids to see you getting kicked out by a sheriff.
Right.
I think they chose to leave, like, right before, so probably this morning.
All right. Hallway right, kitchen safety left, first and foremost.
There could be a trap in there.
Every situation's different. Every home's different.
There could be somebody hiding in there.
Every eviction's different.
You never know what you're stepping into when you're going in to clear the house.
I'm very exhausted, very.
They're going through a hard time. And I'm the one up there saying, hey, come on, you got to get out. But you can't say it that way.
It's always nerve-wracking searching a house. I mean, it's not personal, but, you know, it's the job. We got an order. We got a court order that we have to follow.
They've formally been evicted. You got the property owners losing money, and you have your people that are living here that are losing their house over their heads.
I can't keep living like this. Not saying that I'm gonna do anything to myself or my kids, but I just can't keep doing this.
34% of people recently surveyed by the Census Bureau here in Florida said eviction or foreclosure is either very likely or somewhat likely. If you need assistance, we put some links on our website at WPTV.com. In West Palm Beach, Michael Butchner, WPTV News Channel 5.
And our thanks to Michael Butchner and Kampala, part of our team here, opening up this dialogue. What that deputy said, 2 minimum evictions a day, 5 in one day. I think that really tells the story of what is happening here in our community. And this is on the Treasure Coast, all along the Palm Beaches, all across South Florida. We're dedicated to this subject matter, to really providing in-depth coverage. And we couldn't do it without people joining in our discussion. And it's a pleasure for me to welcome today a number of experts and some residents today to help shed light on this very costly issue across South Florida. And I want to welcome them into the discussion with Michelle and I today. We have a number of people joining us today. Dawn Elder is one, a single mother of 2, a small business owner. She just received notice that her rent will be going up $1,100 a month. She's going to shed some light on that personal issue with us. Diana Stanley joins us. She is the CEO of the Lord's Place. She can talk more about the rising rents that's putting families at risk and really putting homelessness on the forefront right now, right on the doorstep. Ken Johnson, an Associate Dean of Graduate Programs at FAU's College of Business. Ken's a really numbers guy. He's going to talk to us about the current trends in the housing market, where we're at and where we're going. And rounding us out is Karen Moody. She is a realtor. Karen, like so many other realtors, has seen it all, from the bidding wars, the cash offers, the crushed buyers, really house sellers, and all are cashing in. I want to welcome all of you to our discussion today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Great to be here.
I want to start with you. Single mother of 2, you own a massage therapy business. Last year, I found this interesting. You moved from Boca Raton to Boynton Beach because rents were more affordable. Now your rent's going up $1,100 a month, from $2,800 to $3,900 a month, and now you're looking for a new place to live. Give us a sense of your situation right now as we kind of open the envelope here and shed light on this issue from your personal vantage point, where you're at and what you hope to do here in the next few months, because you're looking at a very uncertain future, I would imagine.
Clearly. And, I was, when I got my lease renewal and I saw the amount that it went up, I'm just like, it's absurd. And it angered me. And thankfully, I'm fortunate because I feel like I have a place to go to. I'm going back to Delray. And being Delray, wouldn't have thought that Delray would have been cheaper than Boynton Beach. But I have a realtor that's been kind enough not to give me the exorbitant fee that most landlords are doing, and has made it more affordable for me to be there. But I think of other people, and I think of what gives a landlord. I mean, it's a corporate, it's owned by corporations. What gives them the right to just come in and just exorbitantly increase the rent that much? I mean, everybody that I know that has a rental lease expiring within the next couple months in my community all have to leave. Where are we all going? I mean, I have somewhere to go, but they're frantic now trying to find a place to live. And how much more can this go on? And why is it being allowed is my feeling.
And Dawn, you said you're headed to Delray Beach really because the impact of that realtor giving you sort of a break and not being a part of what we're seeing right now. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is my rent is definitely going up from what I'm paying now, but it's going to be half of what I would be paying had I stayed here.
Yeah, I was going to say rent in Delray is up 40% now.
Yep.
It's $600 more than what it was a year ago. So the average rent in Delray right now is around $2,100. So that might be, I'm not sure that's close to what you'll be paying. But, that's one of the topics of discussion that we're trying to dive into as well, just seeing that the rents have gone up so quickly in the last 5-6 months. And, people's salaries, the workforce are not catching up with that. So people, even if they saw a 2 to 4% raise in the last 3 years, that's still not enough. It's not catching up to what we're seeing that you're going to be spending. We did an interesting story on the workforce here in Palm Beach County. And we talked about just how much in their income of their annual salary is being spent on rent right now. And we just took, for example, West Palm Beach. And this was pretty simple to do. If you go to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, they have data on by industry, by job, how much people are making on average, depending on what part of Florida that you live in. And we found in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area, elementary school teachers, with what they're making compared to what it costs to rent a 1-bedroom in West Palm Beach, they're spending 36% of their salary on rent for a 1-bedroom. We found that other registered nurses are also spending about 27% of their annual salary. Waiters and waitresses, if they don't have roommates and they don't have anyone else contributing to rent, that's 75% of their income that they're spending on rent. And I'm sure, Diana, you have seen the same thing happen where it's like anything above 30% of your income, you're already cost burdened.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing in some cases, the elderly, the disabled, they're up as high as 80%. So they're seeing 80% of their income is coming in and being used only for rent, which is allows nothing left for food and medicine, et cetera. So it's a real dilemma. And I think what's going to be interesting is moving forward, we know that this crisis is going to impact the homeless arena. We're going to see people, and we're starting to see people right now who are experiencing homelessness for the first time ever, right? We call it short-lived homelessness. So these are people that, number one, probably could not afford the new increase in their rent. And then I have to say, Dawn, your move, one of the big concerns we continue to hear is first, last, and security, right? So even if you're able to go somewhere, you still have to dish out sometimes, thousands of dollars. And so people end up living in their cars. They end up doing couch surfing. And we all know that eventually the couch surfing will end and they'll end up back on the street. So there's no question that this rent issue is going to be a catalyst for the increase of homelessness in our community.
Diane, it's interesting to talk and to Michelle's point on the rising cost. Michelle did a fantastic story, really dissecting how rent has evolved in our area. I was shocked, 52% in Palm Beach Gardens. That's how much rent has gone up. That's where I live. And it's shocked to know that my neighbors are actually paying that for rent, those around us. Diana, I want to stay with you on this topic because I think it's a great segue from Dawn and where people are. When we launched this series, I had people emailing me saying they were living in their cars in parks. They were using grills to cook on. I had other people that were on Jupiter Beach that are, living in their cars at night. I don't think people understand how desperate it is right now. And that's why I think it's so important for us to talk about this. Are you seeing more people at the Lord's place? And, we talked about that homelessness, being on the brink of homelessness. Yeah. I had a discussion with some county leaders and with people who are very well connected in the county. What is the discussion about what are we going to do? If this is getting worse and more people are on the doorstep of homelessness, where do we take this discussion ahead? I mean, where in the county, what can we do to help bring some resolve to this, or at least try and figure out something so more and more people aren't facing this?
Yeah. Clearly it's got to be housing inventory, right? We have to increase the housing inventory. We've been talking about this for a long time. Kudos to the county. I know we're trying to get a bond passed that will allow us to do that. So we applaud that. The question is it going to be too late, right? I mean, it takes a long time to build housing. It takes a long time to get ready for something like that. So, I got to say something, Jay, you're right. What we have to be mindful of, and after doing this work for so many years, I can tell you that I've been told oftentimes that if somebody is not struggling with substance use disorder or mental illness when they enter the streets, by the time they leave the streets, they are. It's a terrible way to live a life. And so, we are not only going to see people living in their cars with their little places to cook. We're going to start seeing an increase in mental illness. We're going to start seeing an increase in substance use disorder, because that's the only way you can numb the pain that you're feeling.
Yeah, getting worse before it gets better. Diana, the work you guys do at the Lord's Place is integral, and it's going to be even more integral as we navigate these uncharted waters. And our thanks to you for everything that you're doing. I want to welcome in Ken Johnson. Again, as I mentioned, Ken is the Associate Dean of Graduate Programs at FAU's College of Business. Ken, you can kind of sit back and dissect these numbers kind of on the screen. Where are we at in this market, specifically in Palm Beach County and along the Treasure Coast, compared to other areas of the state? And are there things that are standing out to you that look favorable or look really unfavorable?
Sure. So a couple of things. The inventory issue is really the issue. We have to build more property where it's either a roof to rent under or a roof to own and live under. And we're just not there right now. So many developers went out of business after the last housing crash. They've never refilled into the industry. We're just not building fast enough. This isn't a problem that's specific to Florida. It's all over the country. But this inventory shortage was 15 years in the making, and we're not going to get through this in the next 6 or 12 months. So this is going to take some time and some effort from local officials, developers, et cetera, coming together to try and help solve this problem, although it's going to be very difficult to solve right now because we're at the peak of what's called the current housing cycle. So in other words, if we think of ownership, our prices are just about to peak and or flatten out or turn down. And so at that point in time, labor costs for construction, material costs for construction, land to develop they're at their peaks. When you really have the best chance to solve affordability issues is when we're at the bottom of the housing cycle. But then housing prices are way down. Rents tend to stay stable, and we're going to talk a lot about rents tonight, I'm sure, because they're not stable now. But when we get to the bottom of a housing cycle, unfortunately, the interest just goes away. The local officials, the prices are good and people aren't worried about it. But this cycle does come back and it repeats itself. So right now, we just can't turn a blind eye to it. I think we have to do everything we can to make the development process more transparent, because that's one of the major problems is it's very difficult to start developments. The small builder doesn't really exist anymore because of the cost of development and to bring property to market, because of the non-transparency of the process of the permitting process. So these things have to be addressed, and we should address them now. So that's on the inventory side. On the rents, this is very, very surprising for rents. Rents tend to have very little volatility around what would be a long-term rental pricing mean. Housing, on the other hand, the value of homes can at times get very dramatic. This time, rent is getting very dramatic. Myself and two professors over at Florida Gulf Coast University have started the first beta test on the market there in Fort Myers, and we did Tampa this month already. And both markets came in at about a 16% premium above their long-term rental trend. So we looked at rental prices going back about 8-9 years and monthly rentals, and we modeled statistically where prices should be, compared them to where they are, and they're selling at they're leasing at a premium of that 16-17%. Rents, however, are up 25% in the last year, which tells you a year ago, that part of the state rents were pretty reasonable. But in 12-month period, this changed. And I'm pretty sure we're getting the data now, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be true for Palm Beach County as well.
Ken, and I know we talked about this briefly before, but it's kind of like a perfect storm that we're seeing, because it's not just low inventory, it's high demand, it's lower interest rates, it's a lot of people moving from other parts of the country wanting to come to Florida. And we talked about this. And I think one of the things I keep hearing over and over from a lot of our viewers here and a lot of our community members is, we're getting so many people from out of state that are outright just buying cash. And even in rentals, you're going above asking price for a rental just to get here and come to South Florida. And I don't want to ignore our viewers who are commenting on here, because I see what you're writing. Rio said it's not Palm Beach County, it's all of Florida, and it is. It's really all of Florida. We have become a very desirable state for people to move to, Ken. And is that part of the problem as well?
Population influx is a short-term problem in real estate, always is, and it's a long-term solution. Always is. In the short run, it creates significant disruption. And the unique thing right now is the spike in rents. They just don't rise that fast. It's just not, historically, you don't see this. You just don't see them go up that fast in such a short period of time. And I tend to think, although I hate this word, I hate this term, I think the rent issue is perhaps a bit transitory right now, because we are getting a lot of people who have been relocating to Florida, but some are relocating to Florida. The working hypothesis is that many are relocating to Florida because they can work remotely from Florida to New York, to DC, to Chicago. This, we believe, is what's spiking the rents right now. Well, as people return to work in other parts of the country, a lot of that should go away, and we should see a retrenchment in rents. I would like to spend just a few seconds, though, on speaking to landlords. I own one property here in South Florida, and my wife and I are considering what are we going to do, because the tenant's lease will be coming up in about 4 months. And my explanation is, to my wife is that, they're telling us our house can rent for a lot. The brokers are. But I don't think we should do that, because I do think this rent issue is transitory, and I don't want someone living in our property that's paying a premium on a premium on a premium, because they're not going to necessarily take the best care of it, and it's not right. So, but then to the tenant, I'm going to probably have a discussion with the tenant and say, as values rise, my property taxes are going to go up pretty significantly, and it's looking like somewhere between a 5 and 10% increase in rents are going to cover the extra taxes that we'll have to pay. So there's kind of a trade, but I just don't understand or see, and I could be wrong on those numbers, but I just don't understand or see how it's coming in at 25, 40, 50% rent increases. And I would ask landlords to seriously consider, do you really want people paying? If I can estimate the premium at a 50% increase, you're probably writing somewhere about a 30 to 35% premium above where rent should be. Do you want somebody renting your place for 35% more than they should? How good of care are they going to take care of that?
I have to just do a kudos to you, Ken, on that. I mean, I feel so strongly on that issue also. I mean, I sit back and I think if there's ever been a time in our community where we need to take care of one another, it's this pandemic shadow we refer to, right, with everything that's going on. So kudos to you and your wife. I agree. Going up 5% because of property taxes is one thing. Going up 30, 40%, it's just not right. It's not right.
I agree with you. And I expected when I got my lease renewal would be maybe 10%. When it's 40%, it's like greed to me. And it angers me because when I went to them, it's like, if you're not happy, you can leave. We'll fill your spot tomorrow. That's how I take care of my place, pay my rent on time. But that's the attitude, because it's like, we can get $4,100 for your unit. And if you don't want to pay that, then see you later. We'll put somebody in there who will want and pay that. And it's frustrating to me, because where do we go? Like, we're going to end up, homelessness soon. I mean, not that we don't have that issue now, but I think it's just more and more people are going to become homeless. Like Diana's saying.
And you're going to see a lot of people that will move out as well, move out of our area.
But there's a lot of us are service people. So
Right.
Restaurants are going to close.
The job's going to go, yeah.
That's the other thing. I would have to raise my massage rates up 100% in order to accommodate this increase. And no one's going to pay that.
Yeah, Dawn, you hit the nail on the head. There's so many tentacles here when you talk about the service industry and everyone impacted by this. You had one word in what you just said that I've heard over and over again, and it's greed.
Yeah,
It's the
greed.
fact of people not really understanding the human compassion. I understand this is not a discussion about landlords and rent. And Ken, you brought up a great point there, and I think it's a fantastic point. And as a Diana, I'll echo what she said. More needs to be discussed with these conversations between tenants and landlords have to take place, and just there's got to be an understanding here, and it's not happening, and maybe more of that needs to happen. And it's certainly a point, because we've talked to many realtors, and I want to welcome in Karen now. Karen, I know you've got a lot of saturated data. You've seen the market. You've seen how this works. I talked to a realtor yesterday. A house came up at DeQuest on Thursday. They had 14 offers. 12 are cash snowbirds from the Northeast. So we're doing our story tomorrow, which I'll allude to in a little bit. It's on millennials and how they're just getting pushed and priced out with the loans. It is incredible, the frenzy that happens. You almost need sort of like you need an agent to know what's coming up before it even hits the market. Is that right?
Karen, you're the one who told me fasten your seatbelts, right?
Right. That's exactly it. Right, Karen?
Yeah, it really, it's definitely challenging. It's really hard for your local clients right now that feel that push, that if they're not only are they not there the first day that they offer over, but the chance of them getting it is just is slim. And so yeah, you do as an agent have to think outside the box. Who do you know? Who in your office has somebody coming? Who do you know that's like a Ken that is just a nice guy that, and I've had a couple that, hey, they don't want 40 people standing outside their door. They're a family. They're understanding. They've got a place to go. They're relocating out of state. And they like the idea of somebody paying, what the house is worth, but not creating that, just that feeling that these buyers are getting. They've been there, and it's really disheartening for some of them.
What advice do you have for people, Karen, if they're trying to jump into this hot market right now to try and get a home, but navigate this process? Because we've gotten a lot of information from people. Are there any tips you can give people, whether they're trying to rent or they're trying to buy a home?
Yeah, I think too with rentals for the first time we're seeing, like you said, it's greed. So it's you either get somebody that's really understanding or you get somebody that says, hey, my neighbor got that. Why can't I get that for my place? And so we're seeing a shift. My last showing, we had a ton of families, which wasn't always the case, where you've got grandma, grandpa, you've got the kids, you've got grandkids all trying to occupy maybe a 3-bedroom house that just happens to be in a good school district or happens to be close to where they were before. But as a landlord now, you have to balance. So do you want, maybe too many occupants in the house, but they'll pay your price? Or do you want to start being reasonable and go back to, maybe, being just a little bit more kind in this market? And that's something that I think landlords are balancing out right now. And there's good and there's bad. So it's definitely being patient. And I have clients right now that I'm like, I promise you won't, you'll find something, but it's definitely not overnight always.
And Karen, as you're saying that, Danielle, one of our viewers here who's online with us, just commenting on more affordable housing needs to be built right now. Ken, I want to go back to you because you brought up the point of more inventory that needs to be built. When you speak of inventory and the local builders, not opposed to the big mass builders, do we need more affordable housing here? And how soon can we get more affordable housing here, in your estimation?
It will not be short term. It will not come as a solution overnight. This will take some time from initial planning to final turnkey. It's several months for any one property. So this is going to be a slow come. I think you'll see rents back up a little bit before we completely address the inventory. Although as we get more and more inventory, that will help rents back up. And I'd like to be clear about something. And you guys have been very kind to me. But I am a business professor, so I'd like to point out, ethics is something that you learn from your parents,
right?
Grandparents. But this is also a business decision that I'm proposing to landlords, is that you don't want someone in your property that's paying a 30% or more premium. It's not good business. And I've had good tenants, I've had bad tenants, and I don't want somebody overpaying. They're not going to treat the house right. And every time something hiccups, as a landlord, you're going to have to come fix it. So I'm not sure how much of this bottom line how much of this will go to the bottom line. So it's both an ethics and a business argument that I think I have here, that I would just tell landlords, you need to think about this, because how much longer will people be relocating to work remotely from Florida? That's probably going to go away.
Yeah.
And when it does, we need to stand ready. But in the meantime, we need to build houses. We need to put pressure on local officials. We need to put pressure on builders to get out there and build affordable housing. Affordable housing it will always be an issue in South Florida because we're popular. It's just not going to go away, but we can do things to mitigate the effects of housing affordability in Southeast Florida.
And it seems like we are making some small strides. I know the other day the mayor of West Palm Beach announced the initiative, the 503 to create 500 mixed income units in Palm Beach County, and added another 100 to that, so 600 in total in the next 3 years. But again, we're talking about in the next 3 years, and people are desperate right now to be able to get this. So when you come to look at the population, it's obviously the demand is overwhelming, and much higher obviously than the supply. Karen, I remember when we spoke back when we did our story on new construction and the war there, we talked a little bit too about so many people that were itching to sell their home, but they're like, where am I going to go if I sell it? Am I going to have to move out of Florida as well, or should I stay put? I'm curious to see, are you seeing any sellers, that were going to sell because they were moving, but now have decided to rent instead? Are they being more flexible with their rent, for those people coming in?
Yeah. So to your point too, and I think Ken touched on this too, is just, I do think it's going to, at some point, slow a little with rents, because a lot of the tenants right now occupying that space are people that sold their house, wanted to sell at the top of the market, have no clue maybe where they're going to go. Maybe they have an idea, maybe it's out of state. And so they're the ones coming in and offering 6 months to a year cash up front to secure these rentals while they figure out where they're going to go. So I think that's saturating a lot of the market right now as far as rentals go. And so I think that at some point is going to obviously shift.
That's clearly an additional source of demand on rentals right now. People are, it's musical chairs, and they don't want to get caught out when the music stops. So many of them, it looks like, are going into these short-term rentals, which is helping cause this spike of interest. When we look at the cost of ownership, ownership as opposed to rental, we can measure that premium again. And when we look at Southeast Florida, the Tri-County area, we can measure from Palm Beach all the way down to Miami-Dade. And we're finding that the premium today is about 21%, 21.5%, which is the lowest in the state, by the way. So it's kind of weird. Miami Metro, if you will, inclusive of Palm Beach, has learned from that, where other parts of the state are pricing in at 40% above where their value is in terms of the value of the home as opposed to the rental. So this is a really strange time. This peak is working out much differently than the last peak. But I'm really worried, and sitting here for the first time thinking, could this get people to start to jump back in and reignite? 20% is a significant premium. It's not as high as it was, by the way, 15, 16 years ago, when it was closing in on 80% above where it should have been. And we all know what happened from there. So I'm worried that this could get people to say, I might as well go ahead and pay 20% premium in ownership. But I worry because then you're locking in where you're buying at or near the peak of the cycle.
And you see that comment on the screen right now, Irene, and this keeps coming up about raising the minimum wage to accommodate all these hiking prices. Diana, you can probably talk a little bit more about this, but you found even in the stats that even when we get to the 15 an hour minimum wage in Florida, which will eventually take place in September 2026, to be able to afford rent in Palm Beach County for, I think it's a 1-bedroom, you still have to work like 2.4 full-time jobs if you made the minimum wage.
Exactly. You would need to make about $47,200 to afford a one-bedroom apartment in Palm Beach County right now. And that's about $22.69 an hour. Well, we know that's not minimum wage. So yes, that is going to be a problem. We're 2.5 jobs just to be able to have housing that you can afford rent. I did want to say something, Ken, when you were talking about building. I would be remiss if I did not bring up that is also going to be important, that we look at housing for all the constituents that need it in our community. And that includes, 50 and below AMI, that includes the workforce folks, that includes middle income, but it also does include the poor and the homeless. And so I don't want us to come up with this huge plan that I know that we're talking about at the county level and not forget that population, because that population deserves to have a home also.
That's a great point, Diana. And, as we look and start dissecting this out, we start tapping into Tallahassee, the state, local governments, because I've seen, fingers being pointed each way. We had a local, I believe, Manny Diaz recently proposed the idea when we're talking about rents, because I want to focus on this because it's kind of hitting a really good point here. He proposed sort of a state of emergency, if you will, if the governor would issue a state of emergency to try and level out rents. I had lunch with a friend of mine, well-connected in local government, well-connected in Tallahassee. We were following up on this, trying to come up with a solution. I wanted to pick this person's brain to understand, what can we do here? This person indicated to me that this is a market issue. It's not a catastrophe, a natural disaster. So the market's dictating this. You can't really issue a state of emergency on a market. I don't know, Ken, can you elaborate on this? If we're talking about rent, is there anything that can be done on a local or state level to cap rents or to control this?
A couple of things. A couple of things. So we do have legislation about price gouging, and we see this when we have hurricanes, and typically the governor's office comes in and says you can't gouge on gasoline as people leave the state. And that's a short-term price control, literally a matter of hours or days. As a general rule, and as an economist, I pretty much favor markets working out prices rather than human beings trying to set them.
Yeah.
So we have this short-term crisis that I don't like the idea of trying to price fix, either ownership prices or rental prices. We have rent control in New York City, and the city has some of the highest rents in the country and the worst condition property in the country. There's no motivation for the landlord to take care of property under rent controls. So I tend to say this, yes, this is going to be very, very difficult. It's not something we haven't seen in society in America before. When people came home from World War II, everybody seemingly moved into the cities. Families doubled up. I talked to my mom about this several years ago, and she was talking about how 3 generations was living in one house, and we can't imagine that now. And maybe that is a better short-term solution. And those are things that we have to consider. But I just, again, getting back to rent, I just can't see this price increase in rents remain, and I can't see it going up because I don't see the market holding up. This is a short-term crisis market issue, but we should let the market work this out. And I just can't support price.
And I'm glad you brought up the price gouging, because we see the comments. I mean, we just saw Lillian Brigham, post that this is price gouging going on right now. And you can really say that about anything in our market right now. I mean, right? The used car sales are up tremendously. New car sales are up tremendously. And, as you put it, price gouging really only applies to those state of emergencies that are put in place and on certain commodities. So, when you come to look at rental and the housing market, I mean, you can't, one price tag doesn't fit all, right? I mean, every property is different. It's a whole different market. It's not the commodities that we're used to seeing in hurricane season where, people try to sell you a $25 case of water.
Yes. And we have rules against that. But once we go down that path, it's a very slippery slope. How do we control prices for used cars? How do we control prices for rents? How do we control prices for groceries? That's a very slippery path, and I prefer us not to go down there.
As we wrap up our discussion here, I'll leave some final thoughts and final words with each of you as we wrap up. Perhaps you can just put a bow tie on this issue, maybe from your individual perspective on what you hope will happen here and what advice you have and what you can give to people who are dealing with this issue. I know, Dawn, we'll start with you. I know you are dealing with it. You were fortunate enough to be able to land an affordable piece of property in Delray Beach, but to someone else who may be navigating this, what hope can you give them?
You know what, Jay? I really don't know. I was fortunate enough. I don't have that answer. It's unfortunate. I mean, watching the beginning of the series when you were showing that lady who's living in a home, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. I really wished, I could help somebody else. I mean, I'm fortunate in this situation right now, but I do think about like, oh my God, if I didn't have this, would I be in her shoes? Would I be homeless? Would I be living in a car? I mean, where do you go? Our legislature? I mean, our representatives, state representatives? I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I wish I had the answer. I'm sorry.
Diana, your thoughts on what Dawn just said? Very powerful.
Yeah, so, I think we are still going to see an increase of homelessness, and we're just going to be ready on our end to serve them the best we can. It's going to be a daunting time for folks. We're going to continue to work with the county and with others in order to increase the housing inventory. I'm with Ken. That's the only way we're really going to solve this. But when it comes to those that will be experiencing homelessness for the first time ever, we just need to be prepared to continue to give them hope, Dawn, like you, and make sure that they know that there is a better tomorrow despite what they're going through today.
Ken, your final thoughts, sir.
Sure. I guess I'll double back down on the appeal to landlords. Again, we learned ethics from our parents and grandparents, and you need to think about this, but you also need to think about this as a business decision. You probably don't want to be renting property at a 30% premium, because sooner or later these rents will slow down and you might be facing long periods of vacant properties. This is not what you want. There's often been a strategy in renting to under rent just a little bit to get the good tenant. And I guess that's what I'm proposing now is think through this, and not just 6 months worth of rent. Think through this for the long term as a landlord, and maybe we get a little bit better outcomes.
And Karen, your final thoughts, ma'am.
Just be patient. Like Ken said, there are kind people out there, and it's just being patient. And there are, rents and markets shift, and it's going to come. And the hope is they will build, and there is going to be openings and some of that new construction. And also check all your options. If, maybe it is living with more family at the moment while you save up. Maybe it's seeing if you can get approved for that loan. Maybe it's going back to a VA loan where you don't have to put any money down. So just really, team up with some people that are in your corner to really see all your options before you make any sort of drastic, expensive decision or move.
Karen Moody, Ken Johnson, Diana Stanley, and Dawn Elder, I want to thank all of you for joining us in our discussion today. As before we came on our streaming here, we spoke candidly just about how this discussion needs to happen and how it will continue. And I know, Michelle, we have a lot of story ideas in the pipeline right now that we're already working on.
Yeah. And, I just want to add to that, Jay, there are resources out there for you. The Lord's Place can connect you with so many different resources. The county also has rental assistance if you qualify for it. There is help out there before you get into a very dire situation. And I just want people to know, continue to reach out to us. We have been able to help a lot of our viewers on all different fronts of this inflation and this crazy economy that we're seeing right now. When it comes to car leases, I just did 2 stories in the last week helping people whose leases were up and they were trying to buy their car, and dealerships were going way above residual value on their contracts. So there's so many different aspects of this financially that we can try to help you with, and we have resources on WPTV.com. The biggest thing I have learned in covering all these stories is speak up. Do not be ashamed to ask for help. We interviewed a young woman, Denise, who Diana Stanley introduced us to with the Lord's Place, who, was couch surfing for 6 months last year and even bouncing from hotel to hotel with her 2 young kids. And finally, she had the courage to ask for help and went to the Lord's Place. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, don't feel pride about this. If you are struggling, there are resources out there, and ask for the help.
Indeed, Michelle, I cannot echo those words strong enough. Our series will conclude with much more on the solutions aspect to this as Michelle indicated. Tomorrow night, I'll be talking to a local millennial couple with a local realtor as well. Millennials really are getting priced out, really punched out, if you will, of this market. The couple we interviewed living with their parents right now, realizing that there's no future here for them. They're probably going to end up moving to Georgia. Another story, another toll that this housing crisis is taking. And one of the things that we here at WPTV want to do, as Michelle indicated, is talk about this, open this dialogue up, and keep this discussion going, not just tonight, but in the near future. Always our resource, WPTV.com. We've compiled a list of all our stories and all our resources right there. And as Michelle said, reach out to us, reach out to all of us on this screen here, because we want to help you. I want to thank all our guests here tonight. My colleague, Michelle Casada, thank you again. I know we'll be working hard on the future and our stories together. Thank you all so much. Again, WPTV.com. And we'll close out this, and be sure to catch our series, Priced Out of Paradise. It will continue for the rest of this week, and it will live forever on WPTV.com. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye, everybody. God bless.
Bye-bye.